And a great show so far again tonight, mate.
Isn't it great being live, though, at the Alma Hotel? I know the Roo was with us before, and I think he's behind the bar at the moment. So, yeah, there's a lot of action happening. It's just
good crowding
great.
again,
it's good
mate.
fun.
The crowd's building each and every week as well. But favourite segment, the stock report, and it's brought to you by David Pittman and Taylor Collison.
My old mate David Pittman. Yeah, the old mate David sponsoring something. That's good.
And some big names here as well. I've noticed as well. We've gone a lot in the terms of players, and the first one as well. I'm very happy to start with, and that's Ben Brown from North Melbourne. Where do you see?
Well, it's interesting. I know you're a North supporter, and I was a bit disappointed with this game, especially up to half time. I don't think he had much of the pill at all, and look, obviously they weren't getting the ball into the forward line, but he still wasn't really given much of an option as well. When I was watching the game, and he sort of got in a bit in the last part. So you need to be more consistent than what he's showing at the moment, But the club's at the moment not that consistent either. So
shocking spot. Yeah.
I don't think at the moment you can't blame a forward line player because the engine's not working. And we had to go at Tex, and we had to go at Joshy Jenkins, of course. And the last couple of weeks, the engine's together. They're pounding into the forward line. Eddie Betts is getting plenty of it. Lynch is really back. So, I mean, that'll happen once the engine starts, working nicely for North Melbourne sometime this year.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's going to happen
hold.
this year.
I'm saying hold. And yourself, interesting.
Yeah, I was there get my one game at Adelaide Oval a year to watch the Roos, and thank God the beers were free because it was tough as a supporter.
Yeah.
My issue with him is he's a one-trick pony. He can only lead up and take the footy out in front.
Yeah.
He doesn't crash packs. He doesn't put his body on the line, and he doesn't bring the ball to ground.
Yeah.
So that's fair enough if he does that. But we need someone. We need someone to complement him that can bash the crash the packs. And I thought young Nick Larkey showed a little bit. But Benny Brown's a one-trick pony for me. He's not a key forward. He's your second string forward, I reckon. But the other thing that worries me with him as well is he clocks up the most kilometres each week on the ground out of most teams.
His work rate's fantastic.
So what worries me is where the hell's he running to is what worries me.
So I reckon,
to the footy.
Are you holding or you?
I'm holding, but he's not the number one forward.
He really
misses
Petrie. Yeah. Petrie's, he was your go-to smash and bash centre arm forward. The nice lead to the pocket was Brown. It was a lovely combination. He hasn't got that anymore, and it makes it hard.
So I'm holding. It's not his fault. We've just got to find someone that can complement Brown.
Yeah.
Is what we need to do. But mate, we'll move on to the next one, and club that we keep saying is going to get good and good and good, and they're still letting us down, and that's Nathan Jones from Melbourne, the skipper.
The skipper, co-captain.
I should say.
I'm nearly going to sell. I think today's footy. You look at Rosie, Butters, and some of the really young players. Elliot, Mimmelberg. What a star he's been for the Crows last week.
Got the rising
Keith
star
as well. So there's a lot of young players that are up and coming, and I think as an on-baller now. I don't think he has that running power, that disposal. They go in and get the ball. He's fine getting the ball from the back.
Yeah.
He's getting a lot of that, and I think perhaps Melbourne don't need a player like that at the moment. So I'm sort of thinking about maybe sell, which is a big call for me because I always sit on the fence all the time.
Yeah, it's
but I think it's time for a couple of the younger players to show their flair.
Yeah.
And go in and get the ball and just run with it. And at the moment, he's demanding the balls in not great spots.
Well, he's always been the ball for them, and it looks like he's trying to play too much outside for me. So I agree. He's probably got niggles in the body, getting on in age.
Yeah.
I think for Melbourne to go forward, I'm with you, Ando. They got to sell him and move on.
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
Now, from Sydney as well, Johnny Longmire, coach of Sydney. This is an interesting one for me, actually.
Well, look, Neil Baum always said, once you take a coaching role, you're one day closer to getting sacked. And I know
that full well.
And I know that. I do know that. Thanks for bringing it up. Anyway, look, Sydney are struggling. Are they as bad as what they're showing, which is at the moment 1-5? I don't know. I don't think they've. You know, there's too many party tricks at the Swansland at the moment. I don't know what new we can bring to the table with a side that really should be playing better than they're showing on the field. And you know, from that you've got to look outside the playing group, I think.
Yeah.
And that's whether it's him as a coach or the coaching support.
Yep.
You look at Neil Baum. Neil Baum when he went to Richmond. Everyone thought Hardwick was going to get sacked.
Yep.
He sacked everyone else around Hardwick, but kept him.
Yeah.
So obviously there was something at that top end that they thought, well, we've got to make changes, but we're not going to change the coach. I thought it was brilliant by Neil Baum when he went to Richmond. So
the assistants nowadays have as much say as the coaches.
No
if
question.
Not, they're probably more analysing more than the coach. The assistants are.
They certainly are not a 1 in 5. I think North Melbourne, with a few of their injuries, and a few of the you know, I think they probably their recruiting was okay, but they needed to replace a Petrie.
Yeah.
And they're replacing players with running players. They've got enough running players.
We've got the outside.
They've got the outside players.
Yeah.
I think Sydney, they're not a 1 in 5.
Well, I'll tell you what's going to happen. I would hold on Longmire. He's a proven coach.
Okay.
He's a good coach, but I'll tell you what will happen. Sydney will sell him.
Yeah.
He'll be at North Melbourne coaching next year.
Okay.
Johnny Longmire.
Yeah.
That's my call. But as well, we'll get on to the next one, but I think he's as much of a detriment to Johnny Longmire as a coach as any player on that Sydney list, and that's Buddy Franklin.
Yeah, look, he's
done.
It could be time. It could be time. He's been obviously one of the all-time great players. I think his consistency is questionable now. Apparently he's not training as
10
much.
minutes with the group a week.
You can't do that. You can't do that when 22 guys are going out to battle.
Yeah.
I used to love Andrew Jones saying we're going out to war. You know, that's what it means. So if you're not preparing, as a 22 or a squad, but you're only doing 10, you can't do it.
Yeah,
you can't do it, and so it shows maybe perhaps John Longmire needs to get stronger to what they've created around Sydney Swans.
Well, is he
to blame, John Meyer to blame for letting Buddy train 10 minutes? I reckon that's ridiculous.
Well, that's your sports scientist. That's your strength and conditioning.
Well, as a coach, you've got to say, hang on, I've got to put 22 players out in the field. They all got to play as one. They're not. They're 1 in 5. And when things breed, they breed rapidly, and that doesn't matter. I'm saying that could be a Div 7 side or an elite side.
Yeah.
When it breeds, and maybe he's let something happen there.
Yeah, I agree.
That's
and people forget
rotting
how good they are when that's happening. And I think I back my sources at Ando, and you're on the money. The 22 or the squad of 30 that are in that senior Sydney side. They're not big Buddy fans anymore. Yeah. Which Sydney brought him in to win.
Oh, he was fantastic.
They failed. They should have won a couple. Should have beaten the Dogs in 16, who had the run on. 14, they should have. They come up against a very good Hawthorn.
Outstanding.
Very good. But
look, he's been brilliant for him.
He's been good. He's
but
been
if
good for the game up there.
If you only can train 10 minutes, maybe it's over.
And do you reckon he'll slip back to a Hawthorn?
He could do it. Yeah, refresh him up.
He'll go back.
It'd be good way to do it. So the other one, Joshy Jenkins, I know he's been. No, I've always said hold. Yep. He's kicked 3 goals. He's gone back last week. Played against Centrals. He got I think close to 20 possession. He rucked really well. Kicked 3 goals. I know the young lad.
Are you selling on Buddy?
Buddy, I'm selling.
Sorry,
We're
on to Joshy Jenkins.
Joshy Jenkins, just very quickly.
3 weeks in a row.
Yeah, I know. I just felt bad last week. I felt bad, but he's gone back and he's done all the right things. He's put his hands up, probably not up enough to get over Himmelberg, because he was great.
He's been good.
Last
good
week,
young talent.
fantastic.
And tell you what, he's a very, very big size as well.
Yeah.
Himmelberg, but no, that's I think Jenkins has got to do it for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I'm still holding on him, but I'm worried that the club, what he's come out and done in the media, may affect that.
Now, as a stock report, do you think Taylor Collinson's are happy with us? Do you reckon we've made him any money?
We should.
Well, we're doing our best, Dave. We're doing our best.
This is the best segment
Fantastic.
of the night.
Absolutely brilliant. And we'll be back after the break.